Thank you very much. Having tabled this motion, I would like to now move it for discussion and debate. Thank you very much.
It is moved by the Honourable Senator McPhedran, seconded by the Honourable Senator Arnold, that the Standing Senate Committee on Human Rights be authorized to examine and report on the means of increasing democratic inclusion and strengthening. May I dispense? Dispense. On debate, Senator McPhedran.
Thank you very much, Your Honour. Honourable Senators, I stand to ask you to support my motion to authorize the Standing Senate Committee on Human Rights to study the means of increasing democratic inclusion and strengthening democratic resilience, and to report back to this chamber by March 31st, 2027. I note that the committee can extend the report date by agreement of the Senate. Honourable Senators, you will recall that last Thursday evening, with only my motion left, the Senate was adjourned. I welcome this opportunity to speak to this motion so close to the imminent summer adjournment of Parliament and my mandatory retirement. I have assured Senator Moreau and Senator Housakis that I'm looking forward to the conversation that we may have this evening on the merits of this motion and the question whether this motion is of the same substance as Bill S-222, if they choose to pursue the question. The term, quote, same in substance, is key to the useful principle in the, quote, same question rule, quote, that protects the time and attention of this chamber so that questions already determined in that session of Parliament cannot be revisited. Colleagues, the same question rule uses the singular question. The rule does not prevent further deliberation by senators on a related topic of their choice, particularly when it is much broader than the question. When a study on the topic, in this case, democratic resilience and inclusion for Canada, has been offered, at most, in such a study, expanding voting rights to include 16 and 17-year-olds is one possibility of a great many other ways and means, many not requiring any new laws, that merit the time and attention of senators who are central to the viability of our democracy. An expanded study of various democratic resilience measures is much bigger and much broader than a single bill to make a single legal change. Is such a study, as is being proposed here, the same in substance as a bill to make only one change? No. The committee study does not culminate in any legislation and in no way seeks the same result as a vote on a bill. The question in Bill S-222 was a legislative judgment. The study order of reference that I'm requesting now is an investigative mandate. Senator Carignan a dit, Honorable Senator.
Senator Carignan said, Honorable Senators, although I am a bit sad, I will vote against Bill S-222. However, I wholeheartedly support any attempt to deepen our reflection at a committee for study.
Said, after 8 years of trying, perhaps we should look into other alternatives. That could mean a study in committee. The committee could send its report to the House of Commons, where it could serve as a guide should the House wish to use the arguments set out therein to amend the Canada Elections Act. Clearly, these two senators who voted against the bill nevertheless made the point about the value of the Senate having a thorough study of this question. That is indeed, same in substance, were such a study to be proposed. But that is not what I have placed before you this evening for your consideration. I'm talking about our democracy, and democratic resilience and democratic inclusion are two aspects of ways in which we could be looking at the future of our democracy through the resources that this chamber has that really are not rivaled anywhere. You know, I come from academia, and I can assure you that Senate studies have both credibility and are considered citable sources in academic research. A study of this kind could make a very positive difference on a very large scale for our country, for our democracy. And I would like to also remind a number of senators who are in the chamber and this evening that you were all invited, and many of you did attend, the roundtable that I convened here in the Senate, where I invited Canada's top researchers on democracy, on the much broader question, the broader issues of our democracy. When I came up with this idea, it was because I realized that in a number of other countries in Europe, including, of course, countries where changes have been made to expand voting rights, the research was far better and far deeper than anything that we really have here in Canada. And so I came up with this idea of inviting our top experts in our country to come here to meet each other, to talk with each other. And indeed they did in November. In planning this, I was told that there are about 24 known experts in this country, including 5 research chairs on various aspects of democracy. And I was also advised by my academic advisor that we would be lucky if we had 8 to 10 of them show up. And indeed, of those invited, 23 out of 24 of the recognized experts in this country came to the roundtable. A number of them at breaks and whatnot said, and some of them said in their remarks, that this was the first time that there had been a gathering of this sort for them in Canada. And indeed, a number of them observed that it was the first time they had met each other. And so to be able to sit around a Senate table with so many senators sitting with them, listening, asking questions, engaging, was considered by many of these experts to be a very strong incentive for them to look at other questions that had been raised by colleagues. It's the kind of conversation that means for and creates a far deeper understanding of possibilities. It's looking to the future. It's asking questions about what we are doing. It's exploring ways in which things have happened in other countries. What I'm describing here, colleagues, is what we do when the Senate decides to study something. And so it is my hope, knowing that our academic experts in this country are already positive about Senate initiatives, are already willing to participate, knowing also, as I do, that international experts are very prepared to provide even more information. And perhaps in some ways most important, I guarantee that there are young people in this country, young people from many different racialized communities, young people of diversity in every aspect of diversity that you could name, who care deeply about our democracy, who are worried about the legacy that we are leaving for them. and who very much want to and are ready to engage with senators in dialogue, in exchange. And this motion is asking you to support what the Senate does best, to reach out, to welcome, to make it possible for different points of view from different parts of our country and different parts of the world to be heard, to be respected, to be documented, and then to be shared, and in ways that can only be positive for strengthening our democracy. So, colleagues, I would ask that you consider this motion, and I would ask for your support this evening.
Are senators ready for the question? Is it your pleasure, honourable senators, to adopt the motion? Adopté, carried. It's carried on division.